I've been seeing the argument online a lot that what's going on in Gaza directly relates to us as Americans because the United States is funding Israel with our tax dollars. And while that's true, I don't think that provides the full picture of what's going on. Like, the primary issue I have with that framing is that it implies that the relationship is one-sided, when the United States and Israel are actually collaborating on like a multinational project that involves militarization, racial profiling, and mass surveillance. If you follow me, you might know that I've been doing some Stop Cop City organizing the past year, and I want to share something that a lot of people in the movement know, but I feel like people outside don't really know as much. For the past 30 years, the state of Georgia, through Georgia State University, has been running a program called the Georgia International Law Enforcement Exchange, which kind of is what you would expect. It's basically an exchange program, but instead of it being students who are learning about other cultures and languages, it's police officers that are exchanging notes on how to police their citizens correctly. And though it involves a lot of governments like China, Egypt, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, its like biggest partnership is with the state of Israel, specifically Israeli police. And like the literal founder of this program has said explicitly through this program that Israeli operations in Gaza are a legitimate defensive action against a continuous onslaught of terror that has not been stopped by any other means. He has also accused the silent majority of Muslims as being complicit in Islamic terrorism's presence in the West. I mean, it's not just that. He's literally complained that the First Amendment doesn't let the FBI target mosques. He's also accused Arab American advocacy groups as basically supporting terrorism. And this stuff is effective. Like, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation director has said himself that a partner nation has taught him that the primary threat to democratic countries was terrorism by radical Islam. And racial profiling is just one strategy that this program teaches. They also teach militarization, using certain tactics that even the IDF uses, like racking firearms against protesters, also encouraging police officials to direct their officers to flash the blue lights on the roof of their vehicles while patrolling certain neighborhoods. And everyone knows what we're referring to when we say certain neighborhoods, right? And we can't forget about the surveillance state, like when the Atlanta Police Department, after a trip to Israel, decided to make this video integration center that basically consolidates a bunch of footage from public and private security cameras that they said explicitly was modeled after the command and control center in the old city of Jerusalem. This is all culminating in a $90 million 85-acre police training facility that's being built right outside of Atlanta. And this was never put up to a vote because the majority of locals are against it, by the way. Something I feel like is not talked about enough in contemporary American history is how after the entire country erupted in protest against the brutality and murder of Black people in America, the state and federal government's response to this was not to scale back the police force in any way. Instead, the response was to exponentially increase the funding of the police in America. And it's not just Georgia. I guarantee you, no matter where you are in America, there is a cop training facility or a prison being built near you. And there are so many programs that the United States runs in collaboration with Israel. I just want us to be really clear, like, yes, the United States plays a huge role in supporting Israel and in contributing to the occupation of Palestine. But none of these inhumane methods are localized to that region, because those same strategies are being used on Americans here domestically. I want to end this with a post that someone sent me that's based off of a protest chant in Algeria that says, "We're not freeing Palestine. Palestine is freeing us." Like, we are not the saviors in this situation. Though obviously we can't understand what it's like to be in Gaza at this time, we are very much living under the same system that is orchestrating all of this. And I promise you, we may have the luxury of feeling like there's distance between us and the news right now, but this is a lot closer and this is a lot more immediate than we think.